Let's go, Chevra. Let's go, Chevra. Let's go. Keslassy fired up. Tamar stealing Torah on the phone. Baruch Hashem. Chevra, let's get into it. Tefillah b'Shem Kol Yisrael for Pesach.
It's a walkie-talkie.
A walkie-talkie. For Pesach Reuven, Ben Yosef Asara. Baruch Abbas Yehudis. Miriam Dodi Baschani of Chevet. Yonah Basbasa. Shir Basbasa. Sainer Reuven. Money and every Neshama in Klal Yisrael. Keslassy, it's great to see you, Achi. Judging others.
So good to see you.
Master of the world. Through your holy sages, you have given us a distant hint of the exalted holiness of the Jewish people. Every single Jew is a crown to the Holy One, blessed be He. I actually want to share, I basically get this daily chizuk, it's called, from Rabbi Nachman. Like someone says a daily chizuk text from Rabbeinu, and they actually just sent the text based off of this tefillah. To every Jew is a crown of the Holy One, blessed be He, of the Ribbon Shalom. Therefore, we want to ask you to help us always try to search for all the good points that are to be found in each Jew and judge everyone favorably. Even when people are against us and abuse and insult us, let us hold our peace and say nothing. Even in our heart, let us feel no hatred or anger. Bezrat Hashem. Chavra halacha l'maisa. We're speaking about the laws of mezuzah, Siman, Yud Aleph, and let's fire it up. How does one affix the mezuzah scroll to the entrance? He rolls up the scroll starting from the end to the beginning. That is, starting from the left side of the mezuzah, which is closer to the word Echad, towards the right side, where the word Shema is written. He then places it in a tube or any other covering and affixes it with nails onto the doorpost of the entrance in a diagonal position. The top of the mezuzah, which is where the verse beginning with the word Shema is written, should be leaning in toward the inside of the house or room. And the bottom of the mezuzah, where the last line is written, should be closer to the outside of the house. If the doorpost of the entrance is not wide enough to fit the mezuzah as a diagonal position, he should affix it in a vertical position. In this case, it is better to put it vertically than to put it behind the door in a diagonal position, since very few opinions consider it halakhically acceptable to put the mezuzah behind the door. If he did not affix it to the doorpost, but rather hung it from the doorpost by attaching only the top of the tube to the doorpost, it is invalid. Likewise, care must be taken to nail it on top and also on the bottom, so that it should not be hanging. Chaver, we need a stable mezuzah bezrat Hashem. Halacha l'maisa. Rabbi Nachman, Sichot 74, Sichot Haran 74. Last one was a geschmack one. It was a geschmack. We're still trying to figure out what was going on, the deeper secrets that Rabbeinu is trying to tell us. If you guys possess those secrets, I'm sure you do. If you could reveal it, go over Sichot 73 and get back to Donnie Sosman and I. Donnie Sosman was giving amazing ideas on it, but it was mamish difficult. But anyways, we're going right there. Sichot 74. Yeah, that's an eitzah from Rabbeinu, right? If you're stuck on a heart sick, if you're Gewalt, the dog. What do you even say, Poppy, the dog? Woo!
Oh, that's the cutest dog ever.
There we go. If only we knew HaKadosh Baruch Hu was doing that to us all the time. Anyways, yeah. So Rabbeinu tells us if you're stuck on a hard sugya, don't expend like all your energy and effort over it. Like if it's hard. Oh, Geschmack, two.
How many dogs do you have? I want. They're so cute.
Cover a little confession. My family back in the day, we had a dog, and its name was Shaquille O'Neal, short for Shaquille O'Neal, and we gave it away to our cousins after 3 months. Look about, we tried. We tried. You know what it was? It was all. No. It makes sense. It makes sense. Like my mom was not a big fan of dogs, and we all promised that we would take care of it. Honestly, not me. My dad and my brothers, and it never happened.
That's fair. We had
when I was little, we had a dog for 4 days and then gave it away. So don't worry.
We're not that bad.
Apparently, I used to pull it by the tail.
Keslassy, you're schmuck. All right. Sichot Haran 74. Rabbi Nachman talks about finding kavanah. So he opened up by saying sometimes your prayers may be devoid of enthusiasm, right? Like Tamar was revealing to us and opening up her heart, right? And saying like how much like she needed Rabbeinu in that moment just a couple of days ago, right? It's even in those moments where we feel the enthusiasm. I mean, I'm sure you guys relate to this. Where like before davening, like you just want to open up your heart, you want to cry out to Hashem, and then you get to actual davening, and it's like your heart is shut, or it's just like you can't say any words. Like it's just you wanted to say words with fire, mamash ish, but it just couldn't come out with that enthusiasm, and we feel like we're devoid of it. We're empty. At such times, dafka in those moments, Chabra, you must compel your emotions and make your heart burn with the words. Right? It's much deeper than that. We mamash have to force it down. We have to force to open up our mouths. We all know from the Sanzer Rebbe. The Sanzer Rebbe told us that before he would pray, he would ask Hashem to give him the ability to pray. Right? Like we mamash have to really, really like try. Even if we have to pray. It's huge. Sometimes a person rouses himself and actually makes himself angry. As people say, schnitz sich ein Roiges. He creates his own anger. Oh, man. Hopefully that was not Hebrew. You must do the same during prayer. Mamash making ourselves angry, firing ourselves up, like we said yesterday, like literally preparing ourselves for a championship game, wiring ourselves up, listening to the pump-up music before like 300 violin. Everyone knows the 300 violin on every single basketball mixtape back in the day. We have to do that. And if people were crazy, it would be the bar mitzvah video songs, 300 violin to pump everyone up, the montage. Be like the man who makes himself angry. Work yourself up and bring heat and a flaming heart into your prayers. Right? Right there. The enthusiasm may be forced at first, but eventually it'll become real. Your heart will burst aflame with Hashem's praise, and you will be worthy of praying with passion. Right? I feel like this goes for like really anything. I mean, Rabbeinu will expand on it later, so let's keep going. You can make yourself happy in the same way, right? Just like we can make ourselves happy, and just like we can make ourselves burning, right, with fire and anger before prayers, right? We could do the same with happiness, right? Pray with great joy, even if this happiness is forced. Happiness is always a virtue, but it is especially so during prayer. And I literally came across a case today of this. Mamish in a situation where this person, very close to me, more than close to me, really just no words. And this person, I'm not going to reveal who, and this person was dealing with something, and it was a situation where they could have gave up all hope. They could have given up all hope, Mamish. And they could have allowed the situation to linger, to mamish penetrate deep inside and really take over. But exactly what Rabbeinu is saying here, and this is mentioned during our conversation, right? Pray with great joy, even if the happiness is forced, right? Happiness is always a virtue, but it's especially just so during prayer. Even if we have to fake the smile, even if we have to fake the joy. Keslassy is his favorite Torah, and tomorrow's favorite Torah as well. Mamish, it will be so real. It will be so real. Right? Where mamish, it'll be deep inside. If you are disturbed and unhappy, you can at least put on a happy font, right? Even if the situation is taking over our lives and we feel like we're consumed and we are in the trenches and we are in the mud and we're trying so hard to develop this enthusiasm and fire during our prayers and during our Avos Hashem, speaking to people and trying to look at the good points like we just prayed about in the 50th game, the Likutei Tefillah, but forcing yourself to find the Nekuda Tova. Saying, I'm going to actively try to find the Nekuda Tova. Oy vei chavra. Oy vei chavra. That font, that happy font, that idea of forcing to find the Nekuda Tova, you are mamash going to look at every single person with the purest eyes. Deep down, you may be depressed, but if you act happy, you'll eventually be worthy of true joy. You'll be worthy of true joy. Rabbi Nachman is not saying joy, true joy. And what do we know? Rabbi Nachman experiences himself. Rabbi Nachman experiences that. Right? Sometimes we could think, Rabbeinu is saying a nice, cute idea. Right? And what does he know about joy? Right? We feel like we're mamash in the deepest of depths, chas v'shalom. Rabbeinu was in the deepest, darkest places. And that's why he was able to relate to all of us. That's why he continues to relate to all of us until the times of Mashiach. Right? It's like he's there, mamash, he experienced it, and he's giving us the advice. This is true of every holy thing. If you have no enthusiasm, put on the front any act enthusiastic and feel it eventually will become genuine. Understand this well. However, we have to know two things. Right? We could go a while with this subject. But now that it's been 15 minutes, we'll cut it down for, one more minute. But anyways, a chassid once came to Reb Nassan, Rabbi Nachman's main disciple. And he went to Reb Nassan and he's like, Rabbi Nassan, I'm sinning. Things are not going well in my life. What am I supposed to do? How can I be happy? Right? We talk about joy all the time. How can I be joyous? Rabbi Nassan said such a powerful response and something that we should all take in right now in the deepest place of our hearts. So let's open up our hearts right now. It's a very deep place. Rabbi Nassan answered this chassid and he said the following, that we all know that Hashem is loving kindness. We all know that everything is for the good. We may not see in the moment, Chavra. We may not see it. Our perspective may be limited. We may be only seeing a little puzzle piece in the whole puzzle. Right? Out of the 1,000-piece puzzle, we may be seeing one little puzzle piece. And things may be seen disorganized and disoriented. Rabbi Nassan said, we all know that everything is going to be good. We all know that everything's going to be good. So borrow that future happiness. Borrow that future joy. Borrow it and bring it to the present. And this is what the chassid did. And right then and there, no, the internet connection. Not good. Do you guys hear? Oy vey. Do you guys hear? Okay, Baruch Hashem. So we're borrowing the future joy. We're borrowing it. We all know it's going to happen. Now there's one more thing. No pain, more gain. No pain, no gain. Right? I recently heard from Gidal Fencer, Kedai, that we all listen to his podcast every single day. It's really it's just needed. It's needed in our lives on a day-to-day. So relatable. And he mentioned David Goggins, who we all know, right? Keslassy knows David Goggins very well. We all know David Goggins very well. But it's been a while, and we definitely forget, at least for me, Keslassy may be thinking about David Goggins every single day, which would be geschmack. But for me, I kind of lost touch with David Goggins last couple of months. David Goggins has the deepest Torah in the world, Chavra. And he says like this, when you think you're at your 100%, you're really at your 40%. You're really at your 40%. Same too with our attitude, with our minds, right? We go in, we feel like we're at the end. We feel like we don't have enthusiasm. We feel like we don't have that fire. There's always more room. There's more space. for more, for more work, for more forcing, for more funds, right? For more searching and more activity, more creativity. So Bezrat Hashem, we merit to experience what it's like to be at 100%. Mamash, the truest joy, like Rabbi Nachman says. The truest joy. So, Chavra, it's fired up. B'Shem Kol Yisrael. Questions, comments, please feel free.
Just a comment. First off, amazing Torah. Everything you said is so true. But the Torah said we have to force ourselves till we make it. Force ourselves to this dog's asking to go out. Sorry. Force ourselves to enjoy the tefillah, to embrace it. It's like keep a positive attitude and a positive mindset. It's so chaval that the truth is it's so easy for us to think negatively, to think so bad. It's like that it's innate. It seems to be human nature. So we have to force ourselves to be happy. But it's chaval if you have to like actually think about it. If you think about it, and once you think about it, you can start to understand that you need to force yourself to think happy, that like there's nothing you can do. There always going to be negative thoughts. That's the first thing people think about when something bad happens. It's like, oh, this sucks. Now what's the next thing that sucks? Something else has to suck, right? My life can't be perfect. Something else has to be wrong. And then we dwell on these thoughts and we dwell on how much we don't like it and how much we don't like to feel it. It's bothersome. There's 3 minutes a day I have to go through. It's so annoying. You have to really force yourselves to think of the positive in it. Why it's a good thing that there's 3 minutes a day. You can't make it to one tefillah. There's another tefillah. Don't worry about it. There's another tefillah you can make it to. So there's different positive mindsets that you can add to it. But I just, you have to think first on what is the, too many negative thoughts. If that made sense. You're muted, Jack.
Keslassy, you hear me? That was beautiful. And I think I'm sorry if it's cutting out. Oy vey, the internet's slow tov, Kabra.
You're good.
Oh, you guys here? So
yeah.
Keslassy, that was just geschmack. There's actually you would like this. This Rabbi Rav Dessler, I heard this from Rav Weinberger, and he says like this, that Rav Dessler was obviously a huge Rebbe, and a Rebbe that I would love to look into one day. And he once started shiur with the following, and he had on the whiteboard, or he had on the wall, a big piece of paper, like a white poster with a black dot in the middle of the white poster. And he opened up the shiur and he asking his Talmidim, what do you guys see on this on this poster? And they instantly said, without even skipping a beat, they're like, the black dot in the middle. He's like, that is the problem. That is the issue, right? There's so much white, but we focus on that tiny, tiny black dot, right? So it's Keslassy, exactly what you're saying. Like the more we focus, like all the voices are going to tell us to look at that black dot and to like literally dwell on it. But if we force ourselves to see the white, we'll merit and we'll get to a point where we're only seeing white. Like it's mamish geschmack. It's geschmack. So Keslassy, thank you for sharing that secret. Anyone else, Tamar, do you have anything to add or indescribable while you're literally guarding Am Yisrael? Baruch Hashem.
Indescribable, sweet,
Baruch Hashem.
speechless.
Keslassy, we need you on Dafka tonight because this is your Torah. This is your Torah. Isn't it beautiful? Like, let's just take a moment. Like, it's really just beautiful that like Hashem just brought you on for this Torah, like Dafka for this Torah. And while you're cleaning the dishes, you're being such a good husband right now. It's like it's just so good. It's so, like everything just makes sense. Everything in the world is good. Everything in the world.
All Torah is amazing, especially when it comes out of your mouth, Jack. But like this is my favorite Torah. Like, take it till you make it. Like it's my favorite thing to talk about.
Brother, it's been your favorite Torah for 3 years already. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. All right, Keslassy, guys, I gotta go. Be well. Simcha, Tamid, borrow that future happiness and fire it up.